In today's complex world of farming, good is no longer good enough. We have to continuously embrace change and sometimes overthrow the status quo to outpace the challenges, pressures and uncertainties. Most grasses and forages don't supply enough of all the essential trace elements needed for optimal digestion, immunity, reproduction and growth in modern production. If you've had enough of suboptimal performance, or if you've had enough of all the time pressures, Tracesure from Animax is the precision nutrition technology that supplies enough for up to 6 months in just one bolus application. Not too much and not too little, just enough. It's quick, it's easy, it's precise, it's sustainable and gives you the certainty and confidence you need for a weight off your mind. Behind Tracesure is decades of science, research and engineering, but it takes only a minute or so to bolus each animal. And with the patented diffusion technology regulating the rate of release, the supply of trace elements starts from day one and continues for a sustained period of up to 6 months. Here's the mode of action. Once the bolus lands in the reticulum, the wax of the outer surface layer of the bolus immediately starts to wear away, releasing cobalt, iodine and selenium at a safe and consistent rate. Copper is an optional secondary bolus that can be given at the same time, but we'll come back to that. As the thicker settlement of wax in the grooves takes longer to wear off, more surface area is exposed as time goes on, providing a longer and more controlled diffusion period. Once released, the trace elements are utilised in the rumen or absorbed in the small intestine into the bloodstream as needed in different parts of the body, aiding digestion, immunity, reproduction and growth in immunity. Unlike other boluses, Tracesure stays the same mass over time, reducing the risk of the bolus being regurgitated or passed through in the manure. In fact, when Tracesure does eventually pass, it comes out looking much like it did when it went in. There's a common misnomer that when it comes to trace elements, more is better. Tracesure works on the principle of supplying the right levels of the right trace elements at the right time. Not too little and not too much, just enough, for less waste and better performance. Here's how the trace elements work in tandem. Cobalt is converted by rumen bacteria into vitamin B12, which is critical to energy, metabolism and red blood cell production. Tracesure offers a form of cobalt that is more readily available and utilised by the animal. Iodine is a critical component of the thyroid hormone, which regulates metabolism and subsequently all body functions. Tracesure contains 2 types of iodine, one for an immediate supply and a slower, less soluble form of a long-term supply. Selenium is critical to immune function and recovery from health challenges. Tracesure, with its patented diffusion technology, allows for the highest levels of selenium of any bolus in a safe form. Copper is required by critical enzymes involved in energy cycles, hormone production and red blood cell metabolism. Tracesure is available with copper as a separate bolus that can be given in the same application as the wax-grooved bolus. Once in the rumen, the copper bolus dissolves rapidly, releasing copper oxide needles that lodge in the walls of the rumen. The needles then gradually dislodge and pass to the abomasum, where they dissolve and pass into the small intestine to be absorbed. Tracesure comes in a variety of sizes to ensure enough of the right trace elements for calves, heifers and adult cows. It's a straightforward and effective strategy that can work on any system and is complementary to any feeding strategy. So, you can be confident your animals have enough. Not too much, not too little, no peaks or troughs, just enough. Animax, giving what it takes, whatever it takes.